So last time I was here was in May, and thanks to me giving me the confidence, I was able to stand on this stage and talk for the very first time as Lady Ava and as my work as a dominatrix. And I shared the significance of inflatable bananas, which we don't have time for today. Adrienne Say is a total wellbeing life coach, weaving her experience of yoga, meditation, and Ayurveda into a well-established coaching practice. Working with women experiencing life challenges, giving them the confidence and clarity to make significant and long-standing positive changes. Helping them to find ways to move from overwhelmed and overstretched to purposeful, energetic, and flourishing. Working one-to-one, in person or online, Adrienne also leads workshops, shares meditation and mindfulness in the corporate arena, and this year Adrienne launched her passion project and now facilitates 2 women's wellbeing circles in Sussex. A monthly confidential nurturing space for women to gather in community to connect, share, uplift, and inspire each other. And I know it's the end of the day and everyone's a little bit tired, but please clap just a little bit louder for this beautiful human that is Adrienne Say.
Thank you, Jo. I want to start by asking you a question. Would you walk barefoot on the grass in November? No. We'll come on to why later. So I'm here today this talk is about connection and finding our balance. I help women work from overwhelmed to feeling much more in control, much more flourishing, and we do that really gradually. But finding our grounding and finding our balance is always the place that we start. But I'm angry and I'm passionate about something. I call it the lurch. Something's off, something's not quite right. The sleep isn't great, there's something wrong in the gut, the energy levels are severely dipped. And we find ourselves reaching in 1,000 different directions. We'll ask Auntie Ethel, we'll ask our work colleagues, we'll ask Instagram, we'll ask anyone, we'll ask everyone that will listen to our questions and then get totally confused and overwhelmed by it all. Which supplement should I take? Do I need some more medication? Do I need to get this new gadget from Amazon? What do I need? Or maybe I need a new notebook. I need to start gratitude journaling. And we lurch from here and there. So how do we find our center? Well, it's different for everyone. And I have a few practices, and I'd really like to share one with you now. I'm very aware that it's the end of the day and energy might be waning a little bit, but this is a really nice way for us all to find our grounded space. So I'm going to invite you to stand up for me and make sure that you've got space to move your arms around you. So bringing your hands to heart center, really feel into your feet. Maybe wriggle your toes inside your shoes. From your feet, feel down into the earth. You're standing on a hard wooden floor. And beneath that floor is the earth supporting you. Feel grounded and centered here as you breathe. Then keeping your hands where they are, point the fingertips away. And take the biggest inhale you have all day as you send your hands as far away as you can. When you're ready to exhale, separate the hands. Send them behind the body, lift the chin, lift the chest. Inhale, coming back. Exhale, chin to chest. We'll do that one more time, inhaling the biggest breath. Exhaling big and wide. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhale. Good. Thank you for indulging me. Come and have a seat. So that's a really nice way to connect to the breath, to calm down feelings of anxiety, and it's nice to have a reset. I want to tell you a story about something I practice every morning. So I wake up every morning with a very, very busy head. What am I going to have for breakfast? What emails need to be sent? Who needs me to run errands? What jobs need to be done? And it's all a big confusing mess. There's also lots of ideas and creative stuff going on. So I need a reset. And I'm going to have a coffee anyway, so it doesn't take any extra time. And I take my cup of coffee, open the back door, and step into the garden. The first step I take, I'm reminding myself that I'm here to tune into my 5 senses. So it's my sense of touch to start with. I can feel the warmth of the mug, the warmth of the hot drink. The heel touches the grass, followed by the ball of the foot, and then the next foot. So here I can feel the blades of the grass coming up between my toes. I can feel the temperature of the grass on my feet. I might feel some mud and some leaves and the temperature of the air on my skin. But what can I smell? Not just the coffee. Maybe there's some other aromas in the garden. What can I taste? Well, clearly I can taste the coffee, but I might be also able to taste some breakfast or something else there. Tuning into all my 5 senses. What can I see? Maybe leaves are moving, items in the garden, the flowers from next door because my neighbour has beautiful roses. And then what can I hear? Well, it might be children playing, or it might be bird song, traffic, but I'm going to allow my awareness to move from one thing that I can hear to the next with a very light and gentle focus. There's probably some building work going on because there's always somebody having a loft conversion, right? So from here I want to tell you about a client of mine. We're going to call her Anna. So Anna was suffering from very high levels of anxiety. She liked to display to the outside world that she was in control, that she was thriving, and everything was top-notch. But what was happening to her, gradually over time and with more and more intensity, was feelings in her gut which were like a wrench. And these feelings caused her to feel nauseous most of the time, which stopped her from eating properly. And she ended up losing 2.5 stone in weight. Added to that, she had a huge tightness in her chest, which meant that she couldn't take a deep breath. She sometimes had to force a yawn inside her body in order to take a breath. But she was the consummate actress, and she would display to everyone that everything was fine, and she worked really hard at that because shame would be involved to admit anything less. But her body and her mind were in crisis, and this resulted in a collapse in the car park of Staples, down in the ground, in the grit, in the dirt, bloody, bruised, cut, and sobbing. She couldn't catch her breath. Full-blown panic attack. Alone, destitute, she needed to be rescued. But this made her sit up. It made her take notice. She couldn't continue as before. The stress was front and center. She was in fight, flight, freeze. From there, she moved on to the most amazing GP, accessed various forms of therapy, and then moved on to coaching. Her stress was caused by being here and wanting to be here. And she couldn't see any way other than one huge mountainous step to get her there, which caused too much overwhelm, too much stress. But coaching created clarity for her. But first, grounding. With her coach, she did a lot of practicing in lots of grounding practices and ended up with a tool bag, which I'll come on to later. But they zoned in on 3 practices: morning breath work, morning meditation, and somatic primal movement every morning. And it took 2 to 5 minutes for this. But she had in her tool bag all these other practices so that as soon as the wrench in her belly, the tightness in the chest, or spiraling thoughts started to come in, she was able to access things that would really benefit and help her. From this grounding place, authentic decisions and momentum started to happen. She realized that she didn't have to take this huge mountainous leap to get from here to here. She could take small, incremental steps, creating momentum and creating confidence. A few years on now, and Anna is thriving, her life is happy, her work is purposeful, and she can locate her center with ease. And it feels like now is the right time to tell you that Anna is actually me, and this is my story. I have some takeaways to share with you. Actions that are taken from our centre, from our core, from our place of balance, are more powerful. And the moments that we spend taking the time to feel grounded reward us with clarity, reward us with momentum. So I urge you, let's pause, let's stop, let's quit the lurch. And I'll leave you with 2 questions. How do you find your centre? And knowing what you know now, would you join me in walking barefoot on the grass in November? Yay! Thank you.